Today is Monday, the 22nd day of April 2022. I want to thank all of you who have shown their deep appreciation in giving feedback to the information that you have received. Thank you very much. Thank you for all of those who have liked, who have been sharing, and those who have been subscribing to this discourse. Today, we want to continue our focus on building our emotional intelligence so that we can be better in terms of building relationships, in terms of communicating more effectively, and most of all, show empathy and compassion to those we are interacting with. Today, we will go a little deeper in helping you understand the importance of building emotional intelligence. While we are not able to control what is happening in our environment, we can certainly choose, we can certainly choose to control our thoughts, our emotions, and our behavior towards what that is happening in our environment. Allow me to break this down. There are certain things that we certainly have no control over. We have no control over whether it will rain or whether the sun will be out for the day. We certainly have no control over that. So you can go up, you can go low, you can curse the daylights out of the heavens, and certainly your actions or your behavior will not change what is happening in the environment. You certainly have no control over what people are doing out there. In terms of the interactions with you, you have absolutely no control over people's behavior. You have no control over how people think or their expectations and beliefs. You have no control. You can do whatever you want. You can get angry. You can criticize. You can fight. You can look and create wars. You can do all of that, and you will not be able to change people's thought patterns or behaviors because the responsibility is not yours. Rather, the responsibility belongs to them. Therefore, when people find themselves in crisis, when people find themselves in trouble with others because of differences of opinions or differences in values and beliefs, it is important for individuals to understand that they have no control over people. They have no control over the environment. You don't have the power and ability to change people. You don't have power to change your husband. You don't have power to change your wife. That power belongs to them. So when your spouse, when your family member or friend or people in the workplace, when they say certain things to you, sometimes it may be disrespectful, sometimes um, it may be destructive, but you have to recognize, and that's where emotional intelligence comes in. You have to recognize you don't have control or power over them. And the only way you could seek to control them is through force, aggression. And that's where aggression meets with aggression, because one wants to control the behavior of others. And in mindfulness, if you want to build good, healthy, positive relationships, you need to understand from day one that you do not have the power to control or to change anyone, whether they are angry, whether they are being disrespectful to you, or whether they are of other beliefs. That power does not belong to you. However, the power that you have is to control you. Do you understand it? And that power comes through choice. So while you are unable to control what is happening in your environment, you can certainly choose to control your thoughts. You can certainly choose to control your behavior. You can certainly choose to control your emotion. Why? Because you have control over them. I just need you to understand. So people who are saying, it is my husband that made me do that, it is my wife that made me do that, it is my boss or my co-workers that make me do that, they are saying the biggest lie from time memorial or the beginning of time. It is a distortion, it is a lie, because it is a matter of choice. You lack that self-control. You lack that mindset that will enable you to take control over your circumstances. This is the reason scripture says that in you there is part of what is called the flesh, the physical part, and the other part, which is known as the spirit. And it says the flesh and the spirit continuously are at war. They experience tension between them, and they are seeking for the supremacy of who will control you. The flesh part is your animal part, that part that is controlled by what we call the reptilian brain. That part of us is controlled by emotions. We fail to think, and we allow that reptilian brain to make decisions for us. So then we act, and after we act, when we realize the consequences, we realize we are in trouble. And what emotional intelligence is saying, before you act, you can choose to look at what is happening. And you can choose how to think and process that information. You can choose what type of emotion that you will express. And you can choose what type of behavior that you will exhibit, because the power is in your hand. Hence, scripture is saying you have to bring that part of you, that flesh part of you, that animal nature part of you, that reptilian brain part of you under subjection. You have to bring it. And it is a struggle that every one of us find ourselves in when we have to react or respond to a situation. We have to choose whether we are going to allow the reptilian part of us, the aggressive part of us, the anger part of us to react to a situation, or we will allow our mindset, what scripture says about the renewing of the mind, where you begin to change and take ownership of who you are by first looking at a situation and to think. That is the important thing. Look at it, think, analyze this, assess it, and decide how to act in your best interest. And you can decide, I do not have to be angry at my spouse. I don't have to be angry at my wife. I don't have to be very impulsive, because you have that choice. That choice belongs to you and you alone. You decide whether you're going to act through your reptilian brain, or you're going to respond to the situation through your spirit self, where it is a renewal of your mind, where your thought processes are healthy, where your thought processes are positive, and the thought processes is there to place you at your greatest advantage. So yes, you certainly do not have control over your environment. Your environment belongs to God and nature, but you can certainly have control, and you can choose to do that, to have that control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your behavior. So if you like this discourse, I would like you to click on the like button. I would like you to also share it. Share it with people who need such information. And if you really do appreciate what is coming out from this discourse, I would like you to subscribe to it. Thank you very much, and see you next week, or see you at the soonest possible time.